It's around the corner now and it's sitting in the kind of lower position. So all I need to do is just walk it forward and walk it up. So in this lower position where I can still see it from above, this is the point where I'm going to get the door pin. I'm going to get the door pin reinstalled, and I'm going to get it hooked. I'm going to get it hooked in the actuator. So as I slide this up, the door pin is the thing that needs to definitely be in first, so it can slide up into this hole. Then I can slide the actuator up and I can put one or all three of the bolts in to hold it into place, and then hook the rest of the hooks on it and get the plugs plugged in. So I'm going to get the door pin in, and like I said, it's going to be a matter of feeding it down through this little loop right here, because you can feel the loop. And the nice thing about having that other actuator handy is that you can use it to visualize what you're doing, right? So the loop is going to have to go in and then turn, to get around that corner. So in and turn. Hard to visualize with the camera, easy to visualize when you have the new actuator out, so you can see what the parts look like, or when you have the old one, so you can see what looks like on the back side of this, where you really can't get much of a camera. So I'm going to get the door pin in, and then I'm going to get the actuator up into place and these 3 bolts in, and then we'll walk through getting the rest of the exterior door pull and the interior door pull hooked up. Okay, so the lock actuator is all the way up in place. What I ended up having to do was kind of feed it hand over hand, like lift it up with one hand, hold it with the next, feed it up with the next, to get it high enough to be able to guide the locking pin up through the door. Once it's up through the door, you can press it to where it's supposed to be and get the 3 T30 Torx bolts reinstalled to hold the actuator in place.